are in Michigan. Welcome to the Savage Nation. Ken, what's on your mind?
Mr. Savage, if you were just a DJ and playing your favorite songs, I would turn into listening to you, because the stuff they play nowadays on any channel on the radio is just garbage. Grew up listening.
Well, we all have people who like us. You know, that's the beautiful thing about talk radio, is everyone has their own following. And there's a little overlap from one show to the other, but I appreciate the people who like me the most. Obviously, I like that, but, you know, it's a long day part, and there's room for all of us. It's that simple. I'm going to send you a gift for Thanksgiving, only on the one condition. Name the book and you'll get it. What's the name?
Government Zero.
You got it for Thanksgiving.
Thank you,
Just
sir.
remember, don't cook it at Fahrenheit 450. Well, I forget what was the number? 450? 451, that's the temperature at which paper burns. Yes. Oh, yeah, I got some good callers coming in now. I just got this. The range of a Trident missile, as I guessed, I was pretty close. I said 4,100 miles, didn't I? A Trident has a range of 4,573 miles. I read a lot. 4,573, and the Chinese can only fire the missiles 1,500 miles into the ocean. So if I were to look at this from the point of view of saber rattling, China's threatening America. Their missiles go 1,500 miles, so they could probably hit, Alaska, God forbid, or Hawaii, God forbid, if that. We're saying that we could launch. Well, of course, we don't have to launch from the West Coast in a ballistic submarine. It could be anywhere in the Pacific. But let's say we have the capacity to launch from anywhere and hit them. Who the heck would want to do a thing like that in a world like this? Do you actually think the Chinese want to wipe out an American city? Are you crazy? Who would buy all that plastic garbage if they did? I mean, think about it from the point of the Chinese people. I like them very much, by the way, are very practical people, whether they're communists or not. You think they're going to kill their best customers for buying the garbage that they make? What, are you crazy? Don't be nuts. Who's going to buy that crap? There's not enough people on Earth to buy all the garbage they produce. So don't be worried about this happening. They're not the problem. Not at all. I wouldn't think of it that way. The other day, I remember I was off Friday. Yeah. I had some things I had to do, and I wanted a breather from promoting the Government Zero, and I needed a break, and I was under pressure, and it was like a this and a that. I went into San Francisco. I had lunch in the cheap Chinese place that I like the best. A Greasy Spoon. I go there all the time. I've been eating there for 40 years. It's fantastic. No tablecloths. The cups are greasy, but the food is unbelievable. And then I walk up to North Beach. It was like the light. There's a certain light in San Francisco at this time of year. You can't describe it. I did in my novel, Abuse of Power, how Jack talks about the streets and the color of the bay. It's not quite that China blue yet of the winter. But the streets at about 3:30, the way the light hits the buildings in North Beach, the way the Italians painted the greens and the reds, you have to see it to understand what I'm saying to you. And you have to be from here to understand the beauty of the city and know where to go. And most people who write about the city don't even know the city the way I do. Anyway, I'll go up there. And I go up to a Chinese antique store on Upper Grant Avenue. It's a small store. You could walk right past it. You wouldn't even know it's there. And I haven't been in there in a year. I bought a pair of food dogs from the lady who owns it about a year ago. They were Ming Dynasty wooden chromatic food dogs. Very, very high museum quality, very expensive. I went in there and she says, "Oh, hello, Mr. Savage." And she said, "Oh, I don't have any of that weird," I gotta remember the words, "any of the weird, scary stuff that you like." So I had to have a laugh on that. And then she proceeded to teach me about beads and urns and cloisonne. She was like going to a museum curator. I really enjoyed that. And then, of course, the rest of the day is my business. That's all, not your business the rest of the day. It was not very exciting. Now let's go back to regular programming on the Savage Nation. WJR Jim on the death penalty issue. What's on your mind, please?
Hi, Dr. Savage. I'm pro-death penalty, but like you pointed out, there's some flaws there with the appeals, and there's flaws in prison itself. And I'd love to see something go back to hard labor. I mean, bring these hard prisoners in and drop them in general population and with a cot and 3 simple meals, and let them earn everything to upgrade for everything.
Do you think that prisoners are treated too well in the United States of America? Is that what you suspect?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I have very mixed feelings on that opinion. I'll tell you why. On the face of it, we can easily say that prisoners are treated too well. Then you have to add up how many people are in prison who don't belong there. And I'm talking about low-level, white-collar criminals. I'm talking about people who dealt, let's say, marijuana 30 years ago, been in jail for 30 years in some state that's retrograde. You know, there are people in prison who don't belong there. There's no question about it. Not everyone in prison is that bad. You understand that? And here's the worst part of it, Larry. Anyone listening to this show with one error could wind up in prison in this country. We all walk that line, and it's not a very easy line to walk. And it's only a matter of one mistake where we wind up in prison unless you're very, very wealthy and you can hire very good lawyers. It's as simple as that. I'll be right back.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.
The Savage Nation is sponsored by Swiss America, the only company I trust with my financial future. Call 800-289-2646 or Swiss America. So we had the bright light off the coast of California from there calling it a Standard Missile test. Do you believe that? I mean, okay, missile test. Everyone knows it was a missile test on a Trident submarine, an unarmed missile, that was just flashing light when the thing went up into the, I guess, the stratosphere. I don't know when the light lit up, but people were calling from as far away as the Bay Area, and Nevada, Colorado, Arizona, of the streak of bright light through the sky. People in Mexico were reporting this, and people got freaked out. And the only question to me is not was the Navy testing, but why did they test it so close to the California coast? Why would they do that? The Pacific Test Range runs way out into the ocean. And yes, I accept that it's the Navy's Third Fleet Strategic Systems conducting a scheduled Trident II D5 missile test at sea from the USS Kentucky. I accept that. I don't think the conspiracy nonsense about it being China threatening us nonsense is true. But why would they test it so close to L.A., number one, and alter flights coming in and out of L.A.? Okay? And by the way, this is going to go on all week because of this activity, and there's more tests today. I think they just tested another one right now. And then the issue of the death penalty. Many people are calling on that. As usual, I lead the way with ideas and topics because I didn't talk about the presidential race. I find it absolutely stultifying boring. Boring. I can't take it anymore. Have the election already. Get it over with. I can't do this for another year. I just wrote Government Zero. Why did I write Government Zero? To tell you what I think of the government, which is that we need a government, not the government we have, but something entirely different. And that we're in great danger because of the Government Zero involved in this dance of death. When the real threat are the Islamo-fascists. Okay, I wrote that. But we are now seeing an administration that's going rogue, threatening China, threatening Russia, to the point that even Dianne Feinstein, a liberal Democrat, comes out and is shockingly rational and says that we should be in partnership with Russia against ISIS. And that sending 50 Special Forces troops to Syria is ludicrous. As far as I'm concerned, Obama sent them over as hostages, not to do anything. Who sends 50 Special Forces into a war zone unless he hopes they're captured and they can be danced around by ISIS? I think even she sees the pattern, and it's not a very good one. At least that's one man's opinion. This is the Savage Nation. It's been wonderful being with you. God bless America, and thank you for buying Government Zero and making it such a big hit on the New York Times bestseller list with such amazing competition.